Hi, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to keep doing another video of something I'm really into, which is spincast reels. And this reel, I bought this reel after watching a video on a YouTube channel, and I was really impressed with it, so I bought it. This is a True Temper 420. This reel is made in the USA. This is probably, I think it's 1963, 64, about that. So this is an oddball reel, especially from back in the 50s. It's really weird shaped. It's all plastic. Looks kind of weird. Not something you really think about using, but this reel is more than what it seems like on the outside. So we just take off the cover here. So it has nice rubber line stop. Here's your rotor, here's your pickup pin. So if you just watch the movement, try to get a better shot here. This has an oscillating spool, which is really cool, which is pretty rare on the spincast reel. This reel is super smooth. Here's your star drag right here, which is plastic. So this was back in a time when all spincast reels were metal. So they made this one plastic, and they advertised it as like space age materials. And I think it was $15 back in 1963 or 4 when it came out, which was quite a bit. So it's a weird looking reel. On the bottom here it has a little metal insert here on the foot. It just says patent pending USA. So it has a really odd thumb release, but kind of like it. Back to the spool. Like if you can find a spincast reel that has an oscillating spool, that makes a huge difference. I don't know how well this camera is going to pick it up, but this line here is laid on the spool really nicely. Really smooth. There's no, like if you took like an ordinary spincast reel and look at the spool, the way the line is, the line digs in itself. Especially when you haul in a fish, your next cast line is going to be really tight around the spool and it's going to be dug in. So you probably cast it and might stop 20 feet out and you're wondering why. That's the really frustrating part of a good spincast reel. And that, and up here on the spool, where the pickup pin is, a lot of the cheaper reels the line will wear in a little groove right here and it'll hook up. Now, this one had a little groove in it, but I got it sanded off pretty good. And this one advertised that you could change the pickup pin to this side too. So if you do eventually wear a groove, you will right here. Like these reels are made for panfish. These are not, like these reels work best on 4, 6, maybe 8 pound line tops. You don't want to put 12 or 16 pound line on this, maybe even 10, maybe even too much for it. It's just not going to cast very good. But for 4, I got 6 on there right now, and I find 6 is perfect. I just use this for panfish, for trout fishing basically. So another great feature about this reel besides the oscillating spool is that it requires no tools to take apart and get at the gears. So what you do, it says lock right here and unlock on the other side. So this reel just comes apart like this. Here's a look at the mechanism. This is a plastic gear or fiberglass, I'm not sure. So as you turn this gear, there's another gear in behind it. So this is your crosswind gear. There's a little arm here which just moves a little pin up and down on the spool. So you can see the spool moving up and down there now. Really cool. And that crosswind gear is driven off this little one out here on the main gear. And this main gear is fiberglass. I thought it was plastic, but I did a bit of research. It is fiberglass. So we'll just put that back on. Which is really neat. I think it's really neat. Like you don't see, first time I've ever seen a nylon or fiberglass reel on fiberglass gear on a rod. So I'll wind this back in. So I've used this 2 or 3 times. It's really, really smooth, and it casts really good. Bit of a weird shape to it, but kind of like it. Just trying to wind this back in there. It's not going to wind in right. I'll do that later. But yeah, what a nice reel. So these reels came in 2 shades of green and 1 tan color, tan or brown. Sometimes they'd have a white handle, white knob, white push button, white handle, white star drag. So I bought, first one of these I bought, the spool was crushed in it, and this bottom, I think this bottom foot here is pretty fragile. It has a metal insert. The one I had was chewed up, and you see these on eBay, usually they're broken off right here in 2, and I'm not sure if there's enough there to grab onto a reel seat. This is just a part one that I have. I keep these because these kind of grips are really hard to find. So yeah, it fits on there. Screw it on there. Fits on there really nicely. And I got line trapped in there now, so it fits a bit high on the rod, but it still works fine. So yeah, like I said, I found one of these. When I bought first was white, so I kept all the parts here. This is the main gear. This is the drive side here, and this side here is for your anti-reverse and drag washers. There's a red one here and this big rubber one, so it has really nice drag washers. And here's another gear. I got a few parts with it. You can see that little gear here. It drives the crossline gear. So I kept all these parts from the one that I had previously, like that. There's a spool. So if I ever have any trouble, I got lots of parts here. Dump it over here. This is your 2 crosswind gears here, and here's a little arm that goes on here like that. So these pieces are probably the hardest pieces to find, so I kept all that. And the main gear is just metal. And this doesn't have a mark on it, so I think it's stainless. Cap. So yeah, it's a great reel. I usually find the older reels like from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Way better quality than what they make nowadays. And if you're looking for something like this and it's rare, if you see one that's broken, go ahead and buy it and keep it. Use that for parts, and then eventually you'll find a really good one. And you got a perfectly functioning reel, and you have enough parts that you'll probably never need. You'll never need to buy another one. So yeah, this is a reel. You don't see many of these around. The ones you see on eBay are probably, hardly ever see them. And if you get one, this has the oscillating spool, which is a big deal for spincast reels. Makes them so much better. So I'm just going to add this one to my collection. I'm going to use it for sure. So we're going to stop the video now. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.